I didn't expect him to say the word man. This man. Just because the tone, he said man, but the tone, in his tone, I could hear a different word. This is that's
No,
that's
by the way,
that's,
this is
that's
this guy
that,
has more red flags than the communist parade. Yeah. So the question is then, did people see the collapse coming? Yeah, some people already did. Some people did. So let me show you a video of Pocket Watcher with JT real quick. A short video where he's explaining the background of Jay Morrison. Shout out to Pocket Watching. Fair use. Go subscribe to his channel if you want to keep on to scammers. Keep your tabs on scammers.
Not be a shock to anyone, to be honest. I'm sure Dr. Boyce Watkins, the PhD in finance, he may be shocked by this because I guess looking at financial statements of a business that you invested in is a little too much work for him to do.
Shots fired.
yeah,
Fired. Shots fired. We're gonna talk about Boyce later on, but Boyce is acting wild out here.
He's too busy to actually look at the financial statements of a business that he promoted and he invested in. But if you were actually looking at the financial statements, something that a financial advisor actually does, if you look at the
Or
financial
any investor that is interested in how the investment is doing, because that is what you should do. You should always do your due diligence, and also you should keep track of your investment. That's the first thing. The first two things you always have to do.
yeah.
People invest and then forget. That's not how it works. Definitely with smaller investment like this. I mean, if you're doing 10,000 investment on the stock market, that might not be feasible. I wouldn't advise to do 10,000 stocks, by the way, in different companies. But okay, that's another thing.
What do you know? You're not a
I'm not a professional. I'm broke in my mama's basement as usual, guys. I don't know nothing. I don't know. Don't follow me. Follow me. Hail Mary. Come with me.
have known
didn't
not
expect.
yesterday, not 6 months ago, not
La la la.
years ago, but on year one, you can look
Listen to
at the
this. Listen
financial
to this.
statements
Fair use.
and the documents that founded the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. You would have known that today, this day, was coming. That there was almost no other outcome when it comes to the Tulsa Real Estate Fund other than liquidation. Either liquidation voluntarily or being forced to liquidate
Bankruptcy.
through bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Either or. That's really was the only route when you look at what the hell was going on. So let's just make sure we're looking at the scoreboard together. Let's be clear. We have a man who openly admits to be a high school dropout, to be a
How did you start the show? Red flag number one. You're on mute, by the way. But
Yeah. Red flag
that's
number
the
one.
thing. Red flag number one.
three-time felon,
Red flag number two.
a man who claims that he sold crack cocaine to his own father.
Red flag number three.
That's
A man who there has been claims long before the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, but claims from old business partners that he had unethical practices and that he cheated his old business partners out of money, all before the Tulsa Real Estate Fund.
Red flag number four.
This man then starts
wait.
the fund.
I didn't expect him to say the word man. This man. Just because the tone, he said man, but the tone, in his tone, I could hear a different word. This is
No, by the way, this is Yo, this guy
No.
has more red flags than the communist parade.
Just play that part once
I'm
more.
gonna go
Just
back.
one.
I must spin
Just
it back. I must spin it back. Just
this
so you
man,
know.
this man right here.
He almost said he was Japanese. Danger.
Unethical practices, and that he cheated his old business partners out of money, all before the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. This man then starts the fund. When he starts the fund, he's currently in personal Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
Wow.
I just want to be clear.
We're all at 4. We are at 5 now, right?
I stopped counting.
It's more red flags than a communist parade.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
He's-
well,
he-
so first of all,
yeah, okay, take the floor.
so
Yeah.
so first of all, people can change.
Well,
Let's just start. Wait, let's just start there. People, no, I'm just saying.
Okay.
People can change. So I just want to say what the reason why,
we
and
really
the
changed them?
yeah, the reason why I say it is because I believe people can change.
Mm.
However, the more red flags, the more you need to prove. So to me, if you've been, for example, if you dealt crack cocaine in the past, that's one thing. I mean, you can do that, go to jail. 6 years later, you start a business. Doesn't need to be like that. 3 times a felon, I don't know what for. They probably, I don't know what's for, but you can be a felon for something else, for example, and you can change. So that's not the point. But to me, it's the biggest red flag of them all is the business partner saying he did them wrong,
Yeah.
scammed them, yeah, because that's what we're talking about, man. So what type of scam? What was the reason?
Yeah.
What was the reason for him being incarcerated 3 times? If it was the same practice, that I would agree with you, I wouldn't have invested. Because even though people can change, it's 2 things that you need to watch, you look at, just for due diligence sake. The first one is the frequency, and the second one is the gravity. So it can be that something that the person did scamming 3 times, so the frequency is pretty high. But it can be that, so you need to see the gravity. If each time the scam was for 10 guilders, for example, and if you go look at his personal situation, he was doing drugs and he needed it to pay for, he was a fiend or something, it's something different. But if you're talking about hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, yeah, then to me, that's definitely a red flag. So it all depends on what it is. But one thing is for certain. So the biggest red flag to me is that one. The second red flag to me is, for me, is, so in the sense of gravity, is him being involved in a bankruptcy procedure while starting a company or a fund.
The fund, yeah.
Because if you're bankrupt personally, then that means you know how to deal with money.
Yeah.
It's not like he turned it around. And what did you say a couple of moments ago? He used assets, well, in this case, mostly money from the fund to finance personal purchases.
Call them management fees, whatever you wanted. You're charging management fee and the fund ain't doing nothing. Ain't buying no assets, nothing, bro. But you're charging management fees. What work are you doing?
Takes a lot of work to remember what you lied about. I think you're really underestimating that. So,
Going back to what you said, people change. I have a rule of thumb. I think I've mentioned it in the previous show about Cesar Pina. I don't know if you recall. Always say the following. It's one thing being that you're a physical criminal, meaning you are um, robbing stuff. A different level of criminal is I call it mental criminality, manipulation, which is scamming. I I believe people change, but I have a very hard time believing that scammers turn their ways because it's a mental thing. It's a manipulation thing. Manipulation, you don't unlearn it real easily. You just adapt.